They look fun, they taste great, and they're made just for kids. But some of the foods we grew up loving have hidden histories that are way darker than you think. Banned ingredients, contaminated batches, even child deaths. These are some innocent kid foods you should never probably eat again. Let's get into it. Slime lickers.
Something. So I if you guys have heard of slime lickers. It's basically a candy where you lick the gel, or goo, or WTV, that stuff inside of it, is out. And the slime licker's design changed BCA. Little 7-year-old ended up choking on it, and she unfortunately passed because of it. May she rest in peace. So anyways, I was scrolling, and I saw a video of the new slime licker, design as the background, and the text said,
"All because a kid choked."
So of course, I'm like, what a crazy thing to say. And I checked the comments, and literally, everyone is agreeing, only a small few are having some empathy for that little girl. And the comments that are actually having empathy are getting rude and nasty replies. Like, Simon, now can we have some freaking empathy for that little girl? And why is bullying so normalized? I'm gonna address some comments from the video.
It was only one kid.
Yeah, and that one kid died from it. So if you ask me, they had a very valid reason to change it.
The parents shouldn't have bought it for it had an age restriction.
Okay, so like, can we just forget about that for a second and talk about the fact that a human being died from that? What's more important? A candy that you can still enjoy, or a kid dying. Like, let's freaking forget about the slime licker for a second and have some empathy. Why don't we? Like, there's nitrogen monoxide, way y'all care about a dang slime licker that much. Yes, the design changed, but you will live, I promise.
She ruined slime lickers. She shouldn't have choked on it. The parents shouldn't have gotten it for her.
Exactly. So blame the parents, not a dead little girl talking about she ruined my slime lickers. She didn't, the parents did. Also, are y'all deadass saying she shouldn't have choked on it? She's a 7-year-old. 7-year-olds don't know what they're doing sometimes. Like, can we stop blaming her for choking on it? Y'all are acting like babies.
That's all the comments I'm addressing, but, like, can we stop defending this with our life? Like, a candy design changing is not worse than a child dying, I swear. Like, God forbid a company doesn't want any more kids dying cause of the design. G's.
Anyways, bye.
Slime lickers blew up on TikTok, a sour, gooey liquid candy that comes in a roll-on tube. But in 2022, hundreds of complaints started piling up. Parents were reporting kids getting chemical burns in their mouths and throats. Others got sick after eating expired batches because the expiration dates were either smudged or missing completely. The FDA later issued warnings about candy products being sold without proper labeling or safety checks. And because of the packaging, many kids were over-consuming the sour acid, not realizing how dangerous it could be. It's still sold today, no safety changes, and kids are still ending up in the ER. Fruit roll-ups.
People are smuggling fruit roll-ups because of a TikTok trend. 661 pounds of fruit roll-ups have been confiscated. That is equivalent to 21,000 fruit roll-ups. TikTokers have been doing all sorts of weird things with fruit roll-ups, like wrapping them around ice cream. If you're trying to copy a TikToker, here a 72-count box goes for about $27. In Israel, they're going on the black market for $6 for a single roll-up.
We love an entrepreneur. We love someone who decides to stuff their suitcases full of fruit roll-ups because they're trying to make a buck.
Fruit roll-ups were iconic, but the truth? There's barely any fruit in them. In fact, in 2012, General Mills was sued for false advertising because the packaging showed real fruit, while the product was mostly sugar, corn syrup, and hydrogenated oil. But worse than the ingredients is what happened in 2023. People on TikTok started smuggling them into other countries, specifically Israel, where they were being sold out for $6 per roll. That triggered mass health concerns as authorities found counterfeit versions with no regulation, unknown ingredients, and some knockoffs caused allergic reactions and hospital visits. And some of the plastic was so thick kids were choking on it. It started as a joke. It ended in international food safety warnings. Lunchables.
Yo, parents, y'all need to stop feeding your kids this poison. Because I know you don't want to be giving your kids cancer-causing chemicals. But that's exactly what you're doing by giving them processed meat, which the World Health Organization named as a stage 1 carcinogenic. And that's not all. These Lunchables are also packed with artificial sweeteners and hydrogenated oils. And there is a lot of research showing that these hydrogenated oils lead to things like ADHD, depression, and anxiety. Listen, I understand that it's super convenient to give your kids a Lunchable, but what is the price that you're paying? Depression? Disease? Cancer? So if you do decide to give your kids meat, make sure that it's free of antibiotics, hormones, and all that other garbage. Stay woke, fam!
For decades, Lunchables were a school lunch staple, easy, fun, and everywhere. But in 2024, the truth came out. The USDA publicly warned that Lunchables being served in schools contain excess sodium, saturated fat, and nitrates, all far above what's safe for children. In one serving, some Lunchables exceeded the entire daily limit of sodium for a 5-year-old. Even worse, tests revealed they were made with ultra-processed meat, often using additives banned in other countries. And in some facilities, mold and sanitation violations were found during inspections. They're on the shelves, no parental warning, no change to the recipe. Dunkaroos.
What in the world happened to Dunkaroos? If you don't know what Dunkaroos are, they were one of the most, if not the most popular snack growing up in the early 90s and early 2000s. And they were basically just a cookie and frosting snack. But regardless, these graham cracker cookies were literally the best. So what exactly happened to them? Well, you see, Dunkaroos started its very short-lived popularity in 1988. And many people started to have these Dunkaroos in their lunchboxes. But they didn't go extremely viral until the 90s came along. This is when Dunkaroos started having commercials with this very energetic kangaroo. Practically overnight, they became basically the most popular cookie snack. Until the 2000s rolled around. And the effect Dunkaroos had slowly started to fade. And unfortunately their sales declined, so they were discontinued in 2012. But last year they were actually brought back, and you can buy them off of Amazon.
Dunkaroos were a 90s legend, brought back in 2020 after a nostalgic demand. But a lot of people didn't realize they came back different. The original recipe was banned in several countries due to partially hydrogenated oils, aka trans fats, which were directly linked to heart disease. When they relaunched in the US, the formula changed, but the problems didn't. A 2021 study found that many snack frostings, including Dunkaroos, still contain high levels of titanium dioxide, an ingredient banned in the EU for being a possible carcinogen. And the label, it never mentions it directly. Just call it a color additive. Kids were dipping blindly into something that might actually cause harm. Kid-friendly energy drinks.
Are energy drinks safe for children? Energy drinks might seem like a quick way to boost energy, but they can have negative effects on children's health. These drinks often contain high levels of caffeine, sometimes up to 505 milligrams per serving, which overstimulates the nervous system, leading to anxiety, trouble sleeping, and heart palpitations, especially in children who process caffeine more slowly. They're also loaded with sugar, causing spikes and crashes in energy, as well as weight gain, cavities, and other health problems over time. Plus, many include stimulants like taurine, which amplify caffeine's effects, putting extra strain on the heart. Since children's bodies are still developing, the high caffeine and sugar content in energy drinks can interfere with sleep patterns, contribute to mood swings, and increase the risk of chronic health problems. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and follow to improve your health IQ.
This one's newer and is terrifying. In 2023, multiple energy drink brands started marketing directly to children. Bright colors, candy flavors, and caffeine levels 2 to 3 times stronger than a cup of coffee. One brand in particular, Prime Energy, came under fire after a child under 12 was hospitalized for heart palpitations. Parents thought it was just a hydration drink like Gatorade. What the can they bought was a caffeinated version containing 200 milligrams of caffeine, the same as strong as an espresso shot. The FDA was pressured to investigate, and several schools banned the drink, but it's still being sold like it's made for kids and still ending up in lunchboxes. Innocent packaging, targeted ads, and zero transparency. These foods were not just bad for kids, they were marketed to them, knowing exactly what was inside. Because in the world of snacks, profits come first, even if it means putting children at risk.